You probably missed one of the most broken DLC weapons in Shadow of the Erdtree. It's not only insanely powerful, but also can break boys in just 2 hits. And in today's video I will show you insanely cool strength build. I will show you this build in early game, in basic Elden Ring without DLC, in mid game how to get to DLC, and also how to get this weapon right from the start from DLC. And I hope you will enjoy it. First of all, starting class. While I will show it on Wretch, which have all abilities at the same level, the actually best starting class for our build today will be Hero, because he got enough strength and also slightly better arcane than Vagabond, for example. And arcane is kinda optional stuff for our build today. Here we are, starting the game. Do you need to actually go, grind and find a lot of gear, defeat bosses before you actually can start playing the build? No. So, we are right now in Limgrave in Agil Lake South site of Grace over here, and the first place where we want to go will be relocated right at this place, so to the right side of this Agil Lake South. And that's, in my opinion, the best part of the build that you probably will enjoy, that you don't need to go and find a lot of stuff. Basically, we need the weapon. Of course, pretty much like obvious stuff. We need a great strength weapon, and it's really easy to get. You just go here in the camp, avoid all soldiers, and just pick the stuff up. Make sure to just spam your pickup button, and you're fine to actually be destroyed and to die right now, since you got a weapon. And the weapon that we are building around right now is Great EP or Epe, I don't know how to pronounce it correctly, whoever, like, whatever, who cares. Basically, it's heavy thrusting sword. It will scale with strength and dexterity at the same levels, and to just wear it you need 15 strength and 16 dexterity. That's insanely good parameters, you will understand why just in a minute, because you will see how powerful we can be in early game. And another site of Grace you want to visit is War Master Shack. Here is the trader named Bernard, and you can buy from him a lot of different and cool Ashes of War. So, one of them is Impaling Thrust. This Ash of War is standard Impaling Thrust for Great EP Sword and also for our weapons that we will use in DLC that is completely broken. But it's kinda standard Ash of War, so you don't need it technically, but that's not 100% true. So, let's visit Site of Grace. And here we can infuse our weapons with different Ashes of War. Right now it's Impaling Trust. But what we can't do, we can't change affinity on our Ashes of War. And this means basically when you change affinity, you can pick a lot of different affinities. What we want later, because we're making strength build, heavy affinity. So heavy affinity will change the scaling of the weapon. It completely will remove dexterity scaling and will give us B in strength scaling. And that's with an upgraded sword. When you upgrade it, it will become even greater scaling. And scaling is basically the number you see to the right side. So as you can see, with heavy scaling you will lose a little bit of base damage, but you will get better scaling of your attributes. At this point of the time I will have lesser damage, but with correct build, I will show you in a second, it will be not problem at all. And because we want to use Impaling Thrust, that's actually the Ash of War we want to buy from him, so definitely make this purchase. Also in early game you won't be able to get a lot of talismans, and honestly you don't even need a lot of them, just can get away with Axe Talisman and Turtle Talisman. The one will enhance your heavy charge attack power basically, while Turtle Talisman will give you more stamina, therefore you will be able to do more attacks in a row without running away, and basically you will be able to run away. And now let's talk about our attributes. So 15 dexterity, 16 strength is the base requirement to make this sword work. Sorry, vice versa, 15 strength and 16 dexterity. So that's the bare minimum, you don't want to go below these parameters. Then vigor. It's the next stat you want to actually focus around, because you will be in melee range, you will take some hits, it's better to have vigor around 30 points. That's basically a nice start of the game, you will have around 1k HP, that's more than enough to survive a lot of damage. And you don't need any mind, so just completely ignore it, never get any points in mind. And up to level 50 you can focus a little bit on endurance. I would suggest going around 20 points in endurance and then dumping all other points into strength. So that's kind of balanced character for level 50. You got 30 vigor, 20 endurance, 23 strength, 16 dexterity. A really nice armor set for early game you can buy right in the round table hold from the finger trader. It's not greatest, but you definitely can easily get this set, it's pretty cheap. And you can easily go with full set and this sword, and basically you will have medium load. That's the greatest part, so you will also be able to do this like medium rolls. They're pretty safe and nice. But I actually don't like the shield, so I like to turn it away, and we will make a complete strength build, so we will be using this sword in two hands. By wielding sword in two hands, it will raise our strength basically. We can see it in the stats, so it's not visible, but look at the damage. Right now it's 158, and in single hand it's 151, and that's also will be altered a lot by scaling. So now we get our great epi, and we can go and insert this impaling thrust with heavy affinity. So to infuse heavy affinity you actually need the right wet blade stone, and to get this wet blade stone it's really easy to get. It will be right in the Stormville castle, so just follow the road you see on the screen and you will get this wet blade stone. Therefore you will be able to get this heavy affinity, but keep in mind you will need stone sword keys to get over there. So if you followed any of my build starting roads, you will have some anyway, or you can just go and buy them from the round table hold also. And if you analyze the damage right now, with standard affinity it will be 124 plus 34, which is basically 158, but with heavy affinity it will be 165, which is great, but it also will be even higher, because higher scaling means we will get more damage per strength point. So you see in this 165 right now. But now I will drink my Wondrous Physique, that's what we will need anyway. So Wondrous Physique will give us additional strength, because right now I'm using Spiked Cricketeer with Strength Knot Cricketeer. And our damage right now is 180. So how it looks like, it's really nice, especially when we're doing charge attack, and that's basically pretty crazy damage attack. Not 50 damage of course, he is using his shield, which is kinda cheating, but now he is done. That's how it looks like. Charge attack, while is really useful, actually is not the best part of Great EP Sword, because the best part is our normal attacks. It will be this like piercing strikes, and combination of 5 piercing strikes is just insanely deadly. Just take a look over here. That's pretty much like insane stuff. You just go in, poking, insane range, insane power. That's like how the great strength build should look like. And even this guy won't stand a chance. He is pretty strong, but that's impaling thrust, and that's the powerful stuff. You basically breaking the poise in 2 hits on like most of the enemies. That's insanely powerful and pretty much like broken stuff in my opinion, how powerful you can be with this impaling thrust. And charge attack will be mostly used against like small enemies that don't attack you a lot. For example, these guys, they're pretty slow, you can go and swing your sword, but come on, who cares. Let's get back to War Master Shack to actually finish the build in early game. And how we can finish it more, we got our skill. So actually there's one thing that we want to ask this bro to give to us, and that's his armor. That's why we need all our power, and basically we want to break his poise if possible. This would be really great, and he's not that hard of an enemy, he is pretty strong, but we can just get back and use our attacks to destroy him. So as you can see, it's not really hard to do. And just picking up your items, you will get a bell bearing, so you will be able to buy all his stuff from the round table hold anyway. You're not losing this stuff, but you're getting Beast Champion set. This set is basically one of the best armors in the game, and I will start equipping it from the armor. So basically armor, as you can see, basic physical negotiation on our knight armor is 12, and this is 17. That's pretty crazy. So you can easily stack up, for example, champion armor, champion gauntlets, and you can have knight greaves and also knight helm if you want to keep your medium load. That's probably what you want to have on like any build. Or you can decide to gain more endurance on your follow-up levels and actually finish with Beast Champion set fully. And now let's drink our Wondrous Physique and let's go and face the boss to showcase you how broken this build in early game. So actually you can go with heavy load. As you can see, we're not taking a lot of damage from him, so it's not like crazy stuff, and the fight is really easy, but I like medium a lot anyway. So we're not doing crazy damage, we're not as OP as like some mage starters and other stuff, because a lot of points is in our health, you know, in our endurance. We're not fully damaged, but this build will kinda destroy him in a few correct decisions. Let me get back my stamina. So basically, you've seen how this build will play out in early game. In like pretty early game. You just need to be careful and go with Impaling Thrust left and right. You can go with Charge Attack. But the most powerful stuff is Impaling Thrust. As you can see, we're breaking poise really easy. And basically our normal attack combination is also really nice. Just come in close to him. Let's do a few attacks. Oh, I hate this charge attack. And he should be down in no time, yeah. And don't worry if you think the damage is pretty low, I have an upgraded sword. At this time you will have your sword at around +5 and it will dramatically increase your damage. And I'm just using an upgraded sword to showcase you the moveset and basically how you can play. Because when upgraded, the sword is insanely powerful and you will see it in a few minutes. Okay, that's the window. Can we break your poise once again? Thank you, my friend. And goodbye. So, you want to actually learn how to use this sword? Just for one single reason. Because look what we can do when we level up just a little bit. And that's the numbers we can get with fully upgraded weapon. Almost fully upgraded, like pretty highly upgraded. Just look at this poor bro. And you know, the shield won't even save him. So, just in a few seconds, you know, we can do already like insane amount of damage and one shot like wall, basically wall normal area of Elden Ring. We of course will test it on Mohg and see how it goes. But first of all, let's speak with Godric. So now he won't be like, and won't infuse us with any troubles if I will hit with my Impaling Thrust, of course. As you can see, we don't even need to like roll a lot, because now we get a lot more health and a lot more protection from his attacks. So that's pretty much like 2 hits breaking the poise. No, it's breaking his like version. He going into second stage. But this damage is more than enough for you to just go and destroy the game. At least it should be. So for level 100, that's our stats. And we want to have around 40 vigor at this point of the game, so we will have 1.5k health. That's pretty healthy amount. But for this build especially, you want 40 endurance. 40 endurance will give you 90 maximum cube load, and this will give us ability to basically still be in medium load category. Then we get our strength and dexterity that stays at 16 and 23 like in previous level. And we get actually 2 roads. So we can go for completely strength build and get our 20 points into strength, for example, or we can dump them into arcane for strength and bleed build. But there's another reason why we get so much weight on us right now and we need so much endurance. That's because I will use Commander Standard from now on. Considering we got high dexterity and high strength anyway, because we need them to use our sword, we can actually buff ourselves before the fight. So, Commander Standard is the best aura buff in the game. This means we can use body buff. Some of them is Blood Boil Aromatic, for example. Pretty nice body buff that will increase our damage even more. Then we get in our AP and going straight into the fight. Don't forget to drink Steel Wondrous Physic, and basically we are ready to go and destroy this bro. Look at the damage now, and we're not fearing anyone because he is basically ready. And our quick attack speed is definitely a problem for him. So that's how you roll. But I promised to show you another version of the build, and this will be with Arcane. I don't want to make another video because they will be almost the same. The stats will alter a little bit. So that's our starting stats for around level 50 with additional endurance and vigor. Nothing changed here, and we're just adding more Arcane from now on. So from now on we want a little bit more Arcane, and you can start adding Arcane from around level like maybe 60, maybe 70, because you want Arcane instead of Strength only in one reason. If you want to go and use Blood Affinity on your weapon, and Blood Affinity can be used only with right whetstone, so same as Heavy. But this stone is a little bit later in the game. You need to defeat the boss Radahn, and only then you will be able to get this Blood Affinity stone, but it's really like pretty easy to get to, and when you get there you can get basically this weapon. So you will have scaling with Strength, with Dexterity, and also with Arcane. Overall, if you compare it with our heavy version of the weapon, you can see that we're losing a little bit of damage. So we're losing 30 damage in scaling, and we're losing around like 20 damage in just basic damage of the weapon. But what we're gaining is blood loss build up. This means every hit the weapon will inflict 111 damage of blood loss. It's not damage, it's like blood loss effect build up. And it looks pretty simple, yet really fun. So basically with this piercing attacks, we can do a lot of attacks in a matter of no time, and you will see this blood loss in like 3 seconds. So as you saw, in 3 attacks we accumulated enough blood loss to make him vulnerable and basically take damage. And it's a lot more damage than we lose. So basically in 3 attacks we're losing around 100 damage, but by doing like 3-4 attacks we're accumulating like really high amount of damage of blood loss, and that's around 10% of total target health. So the farther you go to the game, the stronger blood loss will become. But we get a question: is this great EP enough to go through one of the hardest bosses in the game, Mohg, and give us pass to DLC area? The thing I haven't touched is talismans, and we're using right now a lot of Blood's Exaltation. That will increase attack power when blood loss will occur. Spear Talisman, that enhances counterattacks unique to thrusting weapons. Basically, when you're attacking and someone attacks at the same time, or you're attacking right after enemy attacks, you will do enhanced damage. Also, I'm using Dagger Talisman that enhances critical hits, which is basically hits when you break in enemy poise, and it's really easy to break enemy poise with our weapon special ability Impelling Thrust. And since we're using Impelling Thrust, Shard of Alexander will increase damage of this Impelling Thrust, so that's basically the build. If you wish, you can swap any talismans, and definitely if you playing just strength build, it's completely viable. Just remove Lords of Blood Exaltation and swap it for any protective talisman you like, maybe Dragon Crest Shield, Spell Drake Talisman, or any other talismans that you can get. So let's test out this build against Mohg. I will use my Mimic Tear, because why not? If you can defeat Mohg without Mimic Tear, you're like completely cool, and you can definitely do it. But at level 100 it's better to use everything you have at your disposal. So I don't want to be first to attack, and I definitely want to evade this attack. And there's already 2 circles around me. I hope I can break his poise. Yeah, that's a critical strike, that's a blood loss. And that's what we're here for. Oh my, we can do it even before he go into second phase, even with 3 circles. So as you can see, build completely viable, and you can definitely defeat Mohg. And you can even do this without Mimic Tear, he haven't done a lot of damage anyway. And here we are in DLC area Shadow of the Erdtree, how to make a really broken late game strength build. And again, it will be mixed strength and arcane build for like insane power. But we actually want to say goodbye to our great EP Sword right now. This is another pretty broken weapon in DLC. And we will go straight into the castle front, basically one of the earliest areas in DLC. And from Site of Grace you want to go over here, in the Camp of Soldiers. It's Mesmer's soldiers, and basically whole DLC is based around Mesmer. And right here you will find two guys with spears. So just farm them, and there's actually a lot more of them in the game. You know, you will find them behind every corner of DLC. Basically, they're acting like a guys who are trying to knock off the cliff. That's basically their job. So the weapon we're looking for is actually their spear. Again, while this build is so cool that you don't need to go far away and you can start playing it as soon as you go into DLC. So why on the paper it looks almost the same as our Great EP sword? It's actually a spear, and you need 19 strength and 16 dexterity to wear it. Range is a little bit more, attack speed is a little bit less, but full combination is just 3 attacks. That's actually looking like a pretty weak weapon, and you probably even just dropped it out from your inventory as soon as you get it. But it got insanely cool, powerful attack. So the attack is looking like this. That's charged R2, and you're doing double attack actually, and that's the reason why you can change damage from this weapon from this to this, and even this. But of course we will need right attributes. So for DLC zone I recommend going with 50 vigor at first. And if you wanna rock in the best armor possible, as I will show you, you need 56 endurance. But if you're aiming for more damaging armor, like Rakshasa set for example, you don't need so much endurance, you can get a little bit lesser endurance, but I will show the build with 56 endurance. We will need just around 24 strength, 16 dexterity, and then we're going for arcane. And you want to start with arcane at around 45 points, because later it will be like diminishing returns on your right-handed ornament, and anyway you will get more power with leveling strength. Just for demonstration, right now we got 45 arcane, we are level 141, and we got 425 damage at our ornament. Getting arcane points up to level 150, we got 435 damage, and same down with strength. We get 449 damage, but we need arcane to scale blood loss a lot more, so then we're going focusing on strength, and basically that's the stats for level 150. Then when you're leveling furthermore, you just go and get more strength. At level 200 you want to have just more strength. A lot of people just telling you don't go over 56 strength because it's kinda useless if you're wearing the weapon in two hands, and while it's kinda true, not in all cases. If you're going for completely strength build, you actually want to have your strength even up to 99 points, because you will have more strength, and yeah, it will be diminishing returns after, but it will be higher damage overall. And we got our stats as much needed as possible already. I mean vigor, endurance, and basically that's it. But for this build especially, you actually can stop at 56 points in strength and then get all points in dexterity. It will give you a lot more damage. So that's the reasoning and order and what actual stats you want to have at around level 200. Furthermore, you can just get more vigor, you can have a little bit more endurance to wear some other stuff, but overall the build is completely ready even at level 150. So let's make a demonstration against small boss. A lot of guys actually freaking out against him for some reason, but with this build you won't have any problems. So based on your buffs, we're going with Commander Standard as always, it's our base buff. And also we're doing Blood Boil Aromatics for more damage. Considering we will have Blood Loss, White Mask is a nice armor piece, and I'm wearing Rashaza set right now. So drinking Wondrous Physique and basically going on. In Wondrous Physique I got Spiked Crocketeer and the new Blood Boil Crocketeer. That's insanely powerful stuff. And basically as you can see we're doing around 2.6k damage in our Impaling Thrust. And that's not like our most powerful attack, but this attack will easily, come on, just give me time, make him stagger, at least it should. No, sorry, we're dead. But that's completely fine if you play like potato, and that's actually not the what build is all about. And basically all I need to do is to just go run at him, and instead of talking right now, I need to just spam this action button because it staggered him a little bit and he will be staggered in no time, and that's the blood loss. So as you can see, he get no chance if you just spam the button. You just don't need to do anything funky. This guy drops another best set in the game, and that's what we will be playing with. But before, let's change our Ash of War. So, while Impaling Thrust is actually insanely powerful stuff that can break poisons really easily, with this weapon you want to focus on charge attack. Therefore, we want to focus on weapon buffing, and that's why we're going with Cracked Blade Ash of War. It's really easy to get, and we want Blood Affinity on it again and again. You can just ignore your Arcane and go fully for Strength build. So just go with like 60 Vigor, 60 endurance, like 80 endurance, whatever you like. But we're using Blood Affinity on Cracked Blade. Therefore, basically we're adding one more stuff to our buffing routine. We still want to use our Commander Standard, we want to use our Baldurs Physique, Blood Boil Aromatic or Boiled Crab, and then just use this stuff. It will coat your weapon in a lot of dust and like basically stones or wherever it is. And now instead of using our Ash of War, we will use charge attack, and that's double attack. That's crazy how much damage you can do just in like single one hit, basically, because it's double attack. It's insanely powerful and crazy range. That's what's so broken about this awesome weapon. And for more damage you can use White Mask still, but better just use normal heavy armors that will give you more protection. We don't even need to use Blood Boil Aromatic, we can use Boiled Crab for body buff. It will give us a lot more protection and we won't take any additional damage from enemy hits. So basically Boiled Crab, our Commander Standard and Baldurs Physique, and we are ready to go with Cracked Blade, of course. So just look at this, and we will fight Rilana right now, and that's pretty like crazy stuff. And basically you don't need to aim a lot, as you can see. You will always hit with few hits, and I mean she almost done with just few hits. I'm almost done too, probably, but come on, I can stand few hits. Oh, she's going into the mode. That's when you just go, attack and break the poison. That's insanely powerful yet broken weapon, in my opinion at least. And I guess you're wondering right now what talismans we have to make all this possible. Basically, I'm using two-handed sword talisman because we're using this weapon as two-handed weapon, of course. It will give us a lot more damage. Additional damage comes from our White Mask, of course. So it will give us more damage when blood loss occurs. Same as our talisman, Lord Blood's Exaltation. So this talisman is insanely powerful stuff when you're going with bleed-based builds. I'm still using Spear Talisman and Axe Talisman, of course. They will enhance power of Spear and of our charge attacks. And basically that's it. So no more secrets, that's how it works, and that's basically the build. I think it's incredible build and you should definitely try it. So how you can adapt and how you can change it. If you want to go, for example, for like less broken build, I don't know, you can definitely go for Apolline Heartier, that will give you more protection, and that's the Baldurs Physique stuff I really like to use. As you can see, breaking poise never was that easy in my opinion, and we just need to go and land a critical hit at his head. It's impossible, come on, stupid dragon. So the coolest part, Cracked Blade will actually increase our chances to break enemy poise, and that's why this dragon on the ground so fast. Oh, come on, Mr. Dragon. Oh, yeah. I guess actually you can go for breaking enemy poise, Cracketeer. Forgot the name. Can I do one charge, bro? Why is he so crazy? Finally! But as you can see, like, build have no problems with him. And normal guys is being destroyed like they don't ever existed, like 5k in single hit, and that's double hit combination. That's pretty like crazy if you ask me. Oh my goodness. But by changing your Ash of War to Ash of War Royal Knight's Resolve, everything will change. That's the build you basically saw in the beginning of this video, and that's completely one-shot build. So with full buff and Royal Knight Resolve, our next attack will be insanely powerful, and just look here. That's insane in my opinion, because Royal Knight Resolve will increase power of your next attack, and it affects boost our charge attack. So with X Talisman and this stuff, basically you are unstoppable. Let's test this build against Rilana right now, and I don't know, but probably I will destroy you in one shot. Not enough, and that's it. Yeah, wait. Okay, we died together. What an epic finish, but still build is pretty amazing. I hope you enjoyed the build and you will have blast playing it in Elden Ring. Watch other cool videos on the screen right now and subscribe for more. See you in the next videos.